Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Overheard podcast, recorded live in Banff. We're here at the Overheard studios. Myself, Dan Rudel, and my co-host.
We got Maddie Rage over here.
We got a very, very special guest today. We got Bunny Hops in the studio.
Let's go.
Welcome.
How's the week?
Been good.
Yeah.
Good to be here. This is nice.
Thank you.
Very legit studio setup. I was commenting on it before.
We appreciate it. We try to keep it as legit as possible. So yeah, my week was pretty chill. I've been snowboarding a lot. I saw you've been out getting it as well. You've been taking advantage of this recent snowfall here, or what?
Yeah, trying. I will say the last day I went out, I probably fell more than I slid downhill,
Oh,
so
God.
things are starting to hurt. But
If you're not falling, you're not
Yeah.
trying hard enough. That's usually kind of what I say. Myself, I'm feeling a little sore as well the past few days. What? Not yes. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. A little 10 centis on the ground was made for a pretty good powder. A little sneaky one. We haven't had too many of
Ooh.
those this year.
I missed the
10
sneak.
centis?
10 centis,
That's
yeah,
not bad.
overnight. That little storm that hit town also hit
Oh,
sunshine,
yeah.
and it was pretty
That was
awesome.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was. I was standing here playing VR, and like I looked outside, going to grab a beer, and it was nuts.
I didn't even realize it snowed. I went outside to go use my car and had to knock everything
Yeah.
off. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I could have been
looked out, there's
snowboarding.
like this much snow in the tree. I'm like, the fuck did that come from? Like,
Yeah, it came down in like an hour. It was pretty awesome. You play any shows this week, Bunny Hops, or what?
I did play some shows this week. What did I do this week? I was last night at Mel's. It was
Nice.
very chill vibes.
Right on.
The main
I
room or
did,
the
in the back bar.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
it was a
Cool.
sports bar.
Cool.
And Saturday Lake Louise.
Nice.
Huge vibe.
Where'd you play there?
Temple Lodge,
Oh shit!
I did
Yeah.
see your story from the
Yeah.
Temple Lodge. It did look like quite the party there.
banging.
Nice.
It's après season is in full swing.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
for sure.
I've played the stables, like the staff. Is that like their staff combat?
Oh
or something?
yeah.
Holy God,
I
like-
drank there once. It was
Oh
good,
yeah,
good time.
we played there once. He gave us all you can eat food. Figgy was with us.
Oh,
I think he
baby.
got like 7 pounds of wings. I'm not even kidding. He ordered a salad because he wants something healthy, and he's like, I don't want that. Orders wings immediately after.
Is it the Fairmont Kitchen there too?
I think so.
Bougie.
Yeah.
Nice. Take advantage of it when you can.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was
right?
it was sweet, dude. I loved it. I sat there and ate all night, drank a bunch of beers, and we played. It was like some weird. I think it was a football game or something. We
Okay.
played right after it, so the place was packed, and then it was like a post-punk band, and then us. We were like playing hardcore, and it just went off. I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is cool."
Wow.
'Cause I don't think the Stables gets hardcore bands too often. But
I don't think so either.
I don't
for
know
sure.
how much live. Do they do a ton of live music?
I
through
don't
there?
think so.
I don't think. I think it's
know-
pretty like special event.
Yeah, I think
based,
Figgy's
but-
bands played out there once or twice, but yeah, not too often. They had it. The stage was small. It was like DJ size, and we were a 5-piece, so
Right on.
it was
Comfortable.
close quarters.
cozy, cozy as you could say.
Speaking of gigs, you got some coming up. I think we got a slide here to show everybody.
Oh, yeah, let's get it.
Starting in a few days. You want to tell us a little bit more about some dates you got?
Yeah, for sure. So, what is coming up first this Saturday? I've got Temple Lodge again, Lake
Nice.
Louise,
Okay,
Après
right on.
Vibes,
Beach party,
beach party,
That
beach
seems
party
like
at the hill. So
beach party at the hill. Let's go.
yeah, beach volleyball and good vibes.
Oh shit, that'll be fun.
It
Yeah.
seemed like a great time from the story, honestly. I saw probably, I want to say like 100 people there at least.
Yeah, at least the lake
Like,
was
it was
busy too.
bumping.
It's supposed to be like 7 degrees and sunny this weekend, so
Oh, perfect time.
I'm
for a beach
ready
party.
for it. I'll have
Oh,
to
yeah.
change my hat up.
Spring
no more
ski.
floof.
Yeah,
but-
spring skiing. You know.
Yeah.
Watch the sunburns out there. I know I've been getting
Oh.
my sunburn on the
Get
past
your
couple
lips
of
burned?
days. A big time.
I
for
burned my lips
sure.
so bad they peeled once. Actually.
SPF 50 for me for sure.
And then what you got? St. Patty's Day out there too, eh?
St. Patty's Day on the front side.
Nice.
St. Patty's Day at Mel's.
Double down.
Double down, yeah, double
Uh-oh.
duty.
Watch out for a set.
Busy day.
Too many beers during the first set, ruins the second one.
Yeah, it'll be a big day for sure.
Oh god.
And Wine Wednesday coming up soon as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wine Wednesday, always a big party over at the Rosie.
Yeah.
for
Oh
sure.
god, yeah. Sweet.
Big-
Oh, you're
big
down in
time.
Temple Lodge, eh? You got a couple out there.
Yeah,
Cool,
I'll
this
be
one?
there all spring, so come
Sweet.
hang with me for sure. 'cause
Sweet.
More
let's
fun
go.
with more people.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh hell
If
yeah.
you can't get there this coming date, there's definitely some more down the road that you can hit as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
for
Oh, hell
sure.
yeah. Well,
And
you
then,
got, and you got Melissa's main room too, eh?
yes,
Nice.
yeah, Sunday nights.
Ooh, that'll be good.
And that's like a permanent thing you're doing every Sunday night?
I do like every other. Me and 2 DJs split
Nice.
the Sunday.
Okay,
Cool.
nice.
Yeah,
Little
Yeah.
Who's the other
little
DJs?
residency.
Corey and Pablo.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Cool.
Big shout out to Corey and Pablo as
Cool.
well.
Yeah,
Sharing those Sunday nights. Go make your way over to Mel's if you want to see some,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
dance music.
Oh, the old Sunday fun day.
Man, it's been a while.
I know.
it's been running strong for so long. It's crazy.
Sunday Fun Day, I
Fun Day
know.
will never die. I don't think.
I think Sunday Fun Day is a fixture of Banff. It's going to be here. It's
as
been
long
here.
as long as it's service industry, it's gonna be Sunday fun day.
True.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, unless they open up a bunch of industry in town, which will never happen, then
A bunch of,
everybody's
like-
got a Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. Nobody's going out Saturday, Friday night. Well, I mean they are, but not Not
I think
like
there's
that.
people going out every night, but yeah, Sunday's the big night.
Sunday's the get it night.
Sundays, like I remember going out most nights, but then saving myself maybe on Saturday because I was working for Sunday to really kind of let loose for the week ahead.
Oh,
You know
God,
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You know, you got Monday, Tuesday off. You're like, I could just wreck myself, take 2 days, get back to normal. Yep, been there. Been
That's
there.
it. That's it.
I don't think I missed one my whole first season in town.
sure.
It's like every Sunday and Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Thursdays used to be big. What was
The hoodoo.
Oh, Hoodoo. That's right.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot about Hoodoo.
Oh man, those were the days down at
We're
the
like
Voodoo.
limited
Hopefully-
on. We're limited on kind of like nightclubs right now, I guess.
What are the nightclubs that play like dance music? I know we're not into the interview portion yet, but we're pretty limited. We got Melissa's, we got Rosencrantz.
Yeah, I mean the only
Ish.
true like nightclub experience right now is the
Is the
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, yeah.
exactly.
But I would say that Mel's has filled the nightclub void for sure, and so is High Rollers.
High Rollers.
Oh, right.
too.
I keep forgetting they do that
that's
down there.
very true.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
So-
always pretty packed down there. So at least you get.
yeah, they do well for
Yeah,
sure.
you're getting some exposure down there.
I think it's always funny to tell them tourists and be like, oh yeah, like they're looking for a happening night. You're like, yeah, go check out the bowling alley. And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
"What?
Big party in the bowling
alley, yeah.
which
I
is,
told a
like,
couple
pretty
fo-
sweet.
couple Floridians the other day. They're like, "Where did we go tonight, man?" I'm like, "Oh, just go to the bowling alley." They're like, "What? Why the fuck? I want to go bowling." I'm like, "No, just like go to the bowling alley." They're like, "Oh, fine, okay." It's like, "Well, you'll have fun, man. Don't worry. You walk in there, you'll be all right." Like,
It's got a pretty sweet vibe down there too. If I was
Most of the
still
people
partying,
are
I'd be
bowling.
going down there for sure. Like you don't have to bowl to have a good time on High Rollers. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think I've ever. Well, I bowled there once. I could just never get in there, so I was just go and drink beer.
I was in the league for a while, but it was, let
yeah.
me say, not my strong suit. I think I got removed from the team for lack of skill.
Willful volunteered to leave the team.
I think it
Voluntarily
depends on
resigned.
your team.
Didn't
like,
get invited back.
Some teams are real competitive. Some teams I think are just more there for a good time. I think
Yeah.
it depends
Yeah.
on which team you land on and that. I've heard kind of both sides of that coin too. People are like, "Oh my god, it's so serious." Some people are like, "Man, these people aren't taking it serious. I want to win." It's like,
My ex told me she would never go bowling with me again because I got a 120 and lost it. I was like just yelling at spares, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I played on a league for like 6 years. This is bullshit. These lanes suck."
Really?
I was like, "Oh, I was losing it."
120 is like my all-time high score.
Oh god, no, like my average used to be like 240 for a while.
I feel
there. It was
like
good.
bowling's one of those things that I feel like I should be good at, but I'm really not good at. So when I walk up to it, it's just frustrating.
You gotta get
Yeah.
you gotta get a good lane with like decent pins and like a nice grippy ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, grip your balls tight. Yeah.
Good
tight. You heard it
beta
from
on the
Matt
bowling
first.
That's
alleys.
right. Oh yeah.
Let's
Oh,
jump
God.
into the interview section here. I feel like we're already kind of dancing on that line. We'll pick the bowling talk. A little bit more about you, Alex. Where are you from?
So I grew up in Vancouver and
Cool.
originally from Pell River, BC. If anyone
Nice.
knows where that is, but Sunshine Coast.
Cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right on.
What brought you to Banff? Did you just end up here by accident?
No, sort of. Well, sort of by accident on purpose. I finished high school and I was going to be 18 for a year still. So I figured that with my gap here, this would be a good place to come and Sunday fun day for a season and
Smart.
snowboard. And
Smart.
yeah, that was, when was that? 2012, November of 2012, I came out here.
Damn.
Mhm.
You're doing
Right
it longer
on.
than
You
I have.
got some years on you
You're
here.
doing it
Yeah.
longer than I have.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right on. What's kept you here so long? Why do you like the town of Banff? Did you like leave and come back? Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah, I've left and come back a bit. I went to school and everything. I came back because I could get a job here in my field, which was sales and marketing.
Cool.
And it seemed like a better work-life balance in the city. Also,
Oh,
I don't
for
know if you spent much time in Vancouver, but it rains like all the time.
Yeah. I've never been, but I
It's
hear
very
that.
gray.
I
So
lived in Vancouver for a few months. I moved there with
Did
an
you?
ex of mine. Didn't work out for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it was
but,
the weather, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I was there for like 3 months and we had maybe like 4 days where it didn't rain.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Which, like, people that live there, you gotta like the rain. And personally, I wasn't down with it. Like, I'd rather have 10 feet of snow than
Yeah, I'm not a
Every
rain
day.
guy.
yeah,
mean-
cold and sunny, I'm down with for sure.
Cold and rain.
So-
I'm
100%.
Yeah.
So, not only does the weather here be pretty awesome, were you into snowboarding before you came here? Or is that something you got into when you got here?
I was into it a little bit. I definitely didn't get good at it till I came here.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I think, especially having it be such
Oh,
a part
God.
of the culture here, you kind of, if you want to have friends, you kind of get good or they leave you behind, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
exactly.
your first year
Yeah.
out here, I remember dying. I'm like, I snowboarded back home in Ontario. I'll be fine. I've
Not
snowboarded for
the
like
same
6
thing.
years. And it's like, holy shit. I might die out here today. I was
Yeah.
like, my buddy's like, "Oh, go down Southside Shoots." I'm like, "Okay."
Oof.
That was a horrible idea. That was an absolutely horrible idea. It took me probably like 20 minutes on my heel edge going down that shit to get down there. And then I was like, "Can we just go do blues?" Like,
For sure, depending on who you're hanging out with, that learning curve can be pretty steep. For sure.
German buddies, ski
Sink
the
or
Alps.
swim.
Oh yeah, heavy emphasis on sink.
Definitely.
Where have you heard that one before, Dan?
Oh God, sink or swim. I've heard that one a few times.
the
in
old-
the industry. Yeah, definitely.
Oh God, that's great.
What back to DJing? Are you DJing full time? Is that like your main pursuit?
It is, yeah. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
nice.
doing right now.
Right
so
on.
I made that change in July.
Sick. Good
Congratulations.
for you.
Thank
That's
you.
huge. Taking on your passion.
How did you transition into that? And what were you kind of doing, I guess, before? Were you just doing like pop-ups or like house shows or?
So I hit a point, like I was working in sales at CMH for quite a long time
Cool.
in various positions and
Cool.
really loved it there. But I hit a point with DJing where I was getting quite a few gigs and it was just really difficult to balance the two.
Yeah, obviously,
And
late night.
Good problem.
Yeah, late night and just like no one needs to work that much.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'd been doing CMH for a while and it seemed like why not pursue the new exciting thing, I guess.
Right
Cool.
on. Good for you
Hell
for
yeah.
taking that.
Yeah.
taking that
Good
risk.
on
It
you.
felt crazy at the
For
time, but now I
sure.
can't imagine not having done that.
Right on. Well, congrats to you on
Yeah, no
that.
doubt.
That's
Thanks.
pretty huge.
That takes balls.
For sure. For
No
sure.
doubt. I wouldn't be doing that.
It
Right
was
on.
scary,
So doing that
but
full
we're here.
time.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
get, how many like gigs are you playing a week? Let's say.
It depends. Like some months are slower than others, but anywhere from 3 to 6.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
most nights are pretty much covered then.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Spend
Yeah.
a lot of
Good.
time doing what you love. which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
for sure.
You get good quick doing it like that too, right? Like
You're
playing-
just right in the, yeah.
yeah,
I
like
think, yeah,
you're in
with
the zone
anything.
and like it's different from like playing at your playing in your bedroom's different, right? You're just like, cool. I'm vibing. Your roommate's like, shut the fuck up out there. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, I'll
You're not
do
as
drum
good
and
as you
bass.
think you
Sorry
are.
for 4 on the floor for the past 6 hours. I'll switch it up.
And I think the added pressure of live audience
big time.
definitely.
Yeah, you figure out what works and what doesn't work pretty quickly, for sure. Yeah.
oh god, yeah.
How was it at first? Did you find like obviously some sets are better than others? Do you feel like that learning curve is pretty quick, or was pretty quick for you, or?
I felt like it had to be because I think I started taking live gigs probably a little bit before I was fully
Okay.
ready to be doing them. So it was like
Fair.
right in the deep end. And then
Right on.
within like a month of doing that, I'd say things were pretty tight.
Like anything you
Yeah.
could kind
How
of
long-
get comfortable with
How
it.
Yeah.
long were you DJing before you started doing live gigs?
Like a month and a half.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Dude, I
So-
would I mean,
It was pretty like you take the opportunities when they're there.
good point. Good point.
And it worked out.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right on. I
that
think
takes balls.
Yeah, I think that's a lesson to all the listeners. Like when the opportunity's there, you got to take them. I think we can kind of relate to that a little bit with the podcast too. We kind of like just clicked and like the time is right. We got to do it now. So I think it's a pretty cool thing that you just kind of jumped into
No
it.
doubt.
Now you're doing it
Yeah.
full time. So for everybody listening, it is possible. You can follow your dreams. We will follow more local grown talent. That's one of the big reasons we wanted to have you on.
So
Being that you're like a standout in the dance music world, I want to say
Oh,
in Banff. I
thank
think
you.
when it's mentioned, I think your name comes up more frequently than others. So I want to give you a big shout out for that. Yeah. Why did you start DJing? Was it being at parties? Did you like just decide, hey, I could do this too? What
Love
was kind of that? What was that moment? You know?
Honestly, I was hanging out with some friends and I've always like enjoyed making playlists.
Nice.
And a couple of them DJ'd and one of them was like, hey, have you ever thought about DJing? You have really good taste in music. And up until that point, I really hadn't, but I've been pretty involved with the festival scene and really loved partying for
Okay.
many years.
Right
So
on.
it seemed like a good idea to give it a try. And yeah, I don't really like to half-ass things. So once I started, I just
jumped
kind of
into it.
went balls deep in DJing.
Do you find it's changed the partying scene for you being on the other side of it now? Like,
Yeah.
is that experience is probably much different for
Yeah, it definitely is. I like it though, because I feel like with where I'm at, having done the party scene for so many years, it's kind of nice to be on the other side of it,
sure? Okay, cool.
growing up a little bit, but I can still feel very involved.
Okay, yeah, fair, right
Yeah.
on. I think I kind of get that
Yeah.
same thing with being like a recovering alcoholic and still working in restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not partaking in the bar activity of drinking, but I can still be at the bar.
Yeah,
and
like,
kind of
it's nice to
socialness and do it on another level.
Be
you know?
involved with everything, but not feel like I'm necessarily out all the time.
Fair.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong, I definitely still go out, but
Yeah.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being in the scene.
Yeah.
Either, you know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
like-
For sure.
Well, it's the same thing when my band plays. Like, I'm not going to go up there and drink 15 beers before I go try to play technical guitar riffs. It's like it just doesn't work, man. You got to like kind of cool it a bit, right? So
Fair.
you're there and you're partying, and like when you're done your set, yeah, you'll have some beers and shit, but you're like
It's not like
It's
your
a-
focus is partying from when
you're like
step
you're
in the
there
door.
for business, right? So it's like cool. I can have a couple beers while I'm working, but like if you take it too far, man, I've done it. Like you're just like, oh, hands don't work, brain doesn't work, like eyes don't work. I'm fucked right now. So it's like
Yeah, the mixing gets real offside too. Like you think you can
Oh,
judge
yeah.
a room, a lot harder to do, and judgment has gone out the window.
like I
For sure.
I played DJ sets where I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
Like somebody was like, dude, 6 set last night. I'm like,
perfect.
where did I play last night? They're like, what? I'm like, where did I even play? They're like, Club Dark. I'm like, don't remember.
Oh man, yeah. I've been there, but maybe at a DJ set where I don't remember, I think is more the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome that you can kind of experience it from
No
both
doubt.
ends of the spectrum.
What kind of stuff you playing? What genres you into? What's like you could pick any kind of jams. Like, what would you pick?
I mean, I would say my sets are like really rooted in house music, so
Nice.
probably like 80 to 90% house
Okay.
of various styles on any given
Nice.
gig, and then depending on if it's like day or night, I like funky disco stuff in the day,
Cool.
jazzy stuff,
Nice.
and then in the night a pretty broad spectrum of different bass music as well.
Cool.
I think
Mhm.
broad spectrum. I was checking out through your Facebook page. You can always go to Alex's Facebook page and follow her link, which will bring you to her latest set, which I was checking out earlier today. And I was like, I don't know how I would describe this. It kind of jumped through quite a few genres, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like a wide variety of music, and so I think I go for more like energy
Yeah.
and like vibe of the space,
Nice.
but definitely houses.
I definitely had some energy when I
OG.
was walking here listening to it.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, yeah. Had
Yeah.
some kick
You're
in my
like, yeah,
step.
I'm ready to
Transitions were
go.
awesome.
Oh,
It was some really good stuff.
Somebody
for
at
sure.
work was like, what is this we're listening to? I'm like, drum and bass. They're like, what? How would you even describe this to somebody? I'm
Really
like,
fast.
It's go fast
So
music.
fast.
Yeah, I'm like, it's go fast music. I'm like, just yeah, it's go fast. It's my go fast music. Like if I'm vibing, you're getting smashed with some heavy drum and bass. If I'm really vibing, you're getting fucked with some tear out and some like fucking metal step and like I'm not kidding. You break the fucking rail, break your fucking neck. I'm not fucking around. Let's go. It's sick.
Sounds wild. I don't even know what metal step
Yeah, I
is.
was like, what even is this genre?
If you took like, have you ever heard Phase One?
No.
Okay. I'll send you some links, but it's
Yeah.
like heavy as fuck. It's like big festival, fucking break your neck, kind of wubbies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Sounds wild.
It's fun.
Do
It's
you-
fun.
Do you like?
Sounds terrifying.
Do you play?
It's
to
like,
the
Mom, I'm
venue?
scared music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, do you play to the venue, or does the venue ask you like what type of music they want to play, or do they kind of leave it to your discretion when they book you? How does that kind of like?
I try and only take gigs that I think are going to be a good fit for what I can offer. Like,
Okay.
if you want a hip hop DJ, I'm not
Yeah. Me
the
neither.
option in town, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
And I know that there's some things that I can do really well, and other things that if I don't have as much of a knowledge of the music, I probably won't be able to put as good a set down.
Okay.
But yeah, apart from that, like obviously if I'm getting booked for a 2 p.m. set, it's going to be probably pretty different than what I would play at midnight.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to step on the rest of the DJs, man. I've seen it. Like, because I DJ in VR, right? So it's just like some of those kids that some of them are super new. Like some of them are doing what you did. Like they'll get a controller for a month and be like, yeah, I'm gonna start playing clubs. And then I've seen it before. First kid comes in, fucking hammers like a festival set, like just wow, bum, bum, bum. I'm like, well, fuck. I guess everybody else is playing heavy tonight. I mean, I was gonna play drum and bass, but not after that. Like, yeah, you got to kind of like
Like
not
Tom,
step on anybody's toes, right? Like you want to play massive fucking bangers right at the beginning of the night, and then make the last DJ look like shit because he's gonna play a fucking liquid drum and bass set that's completely different vibe, right? So I don't know, man. It's like it's one of the. Do you run into that at all? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, that's a huge thing. Like if
Yeah.
you're opening for someone, you definitely
Yeah.
need to look at what they're playing, and you
Yeah.
don't want to be playing heavier than the headliner
No.
for sure.
yeah,
You definitely don't want to be playing their tracks.
no, definitely
That
not.
kind of stuff. But I feel like locally here, apart from there's been some bigger names coming through town,
Nice,
for the most part, it's like just me playing or me playing with a homie,
Cool.
like 3-hour sets
Nice.
kind of thing.
Oh, that's sick though.
right on. It's a little easier to
I
collaborate
can-
with people that you know. And
If I
kinda know
screw
their
it
style.
up, I've screwed it up for myself kind of thing. So it's not, yeah.
I hear you.
Do you have like a set that you normally try to follow, or you kind of just like go up there and every night is kind of your own?
Yeah, I like to
Yeah,
do it
sweet.
different every time. Like I said, vibes for sure. Like if I'm booked to do a disco gig every week, it'll be disco adjacent music
Yeah,
every
for
week,
sure.
but it'll never be the same
Nice.
set. I think it's more fun for me. And I also remember when I was going out all the time, and I feel like the biggest thing was like if the sets got repetitious, you started wanting to like shift where you were going.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
Or
it's you've
change-
seen- it's like if you've seen the same band play the same covers.
Yeah, you know, once or
10
twice
yeah,
maybe,
it's-
but
yeah.
10 times it's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, for me, I was like, okay, what did I want to hear when I was going out?
Nice.
Cool. That's a
Every
very
night
cool
of the
way to do
week.
it, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't like for my limited DJ knowledge, I know some people have like exactly set down to the track.
Well,
and the
and that's, like,
transitions and all
you'll
that
hear-
stuff. Like,
That's like a
Yeah.
festival pre-recorded
Yeah.
set. Like when you go to a big festival and like Excision's up there and there's 75 different fire cannons going off. Like those are all pre-recorded sets.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the lighting guys need that for their end. Like it's not. It's just how it is. Like those guys just aren't playing.
so you
I don't
get to
know.
kind of just vibe and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
It's sweet for sure. I think it's more fun that way. But
Oh,
it
hell yeah.
definitely also means you'll hear once in a while weird mix. And I'm like, that is super
Oh,
offside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think I
I've
heard
done
like
it.
on your social media, I think maybe it was yesterday, you said like, oh, I was playing at Mel's and I got to play like some weirder stuff that I'm more
Yeah, well, it
into,
was like me playing for just the homies. So I was playing some, like 140 dubstep and breaksy stuff and
There you go.
stuff
Ooh.
that I wouldn't normally play on like a big night out because not everyone is going to be
Okay, cool.
into that.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're gonna get.
See,
when you
that's-
want to see a set.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
awesome.
That's a
great.
little different from like VR because it seems like, and like the DJ community in VR is massive. The last week I played an event, there was 2,500 people there. It was fucked. It was awesome.
I
But
didn't
it's-
even know this was a thing. Like you've opened my
My
eyes to a whole
buddy
new
is a
realm.
filmmaker. He's shooting a documentary, and he sent me like a little 12-minute clip. I'll show you after the podcast or something, just so you can like see what's going on because it's really cool to get into, and especially if you already know how to DJ. Like I learned how to DJ in VR, so I had that headset on every single set that I played for the last 600 sets.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm basically looking through like my nose crack like this. You just
That's so crazy.
you mix blindfolded basically, but like these communities are just huge. But it seems like all of the bigger or more successful DJs in VR are playing like the bigger festival stuff, and they're not playing like there's not a lot of like high tier like liquid drum and bass DJs in VR chat because it's just not that big of a scene, at least in North America anyways. Like some of the European clubs are a little bit different vibe, but yeah, it seems like North American clubs in VR chat are just like break my neck, man. Like just
Because it seems to be like a more aggressive style. in
yeah,
VR,
like hit me
maybe
with some
that's
heavy
not
dub,
so
like
open
one-
to
hit me
the-
with some
And you're
shit
all
away.
just wearing your VR headsets like at your house,
Yeah.
watching these other sets.
well, so you're like technically
There's people,
like there's like 100 of you
headbanging
all
in their living room to
all
your
in a
set.
club,
It's the worst.
like but you're seeing the DJ there live. There's lights, there's DMX. It's like there's smoke effects. It's crazy. It's like a totally
That's
different.
sick.
It's a totally different world, but
It sounds pretty sick. I mean, you don't even have to leave your house to go to the club.
no, like I can DJ 7 sets a week just from my house and still have big sets. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
where else am I going to DJ to 2,500 people?
True.
Nobody knows who the fuck I am, so. But,
Back to learning how to DJ. Are you self-taught? Did someone show you the ropes? How'd you learn?
I
Like the
definitely
technical craft, you know?
Yeah, I definitely got the basic rundown of what it was and kind of the standard, like, here's what the buttons do, introductory lessons from a couple of friends.
Okay.
And then beyond that, it was just like hours on YouTube,
nice.
like so many
Cool.
hours.
nice.
So mostly self-taught.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, YouTube,
Yeah.
man. Like you can get into a hole on there in DJ tutorials, and you're like, "What?"
Well,
and
and
what
you
did
you
I
need
just
to
watch?"
because it's
Yeah.
like how when I was trying to learn pretty quickly. So it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was YouTube was a huge resource. But I feel like with DJing and like anything creative, there's no like cap to how much learning you can do.
right.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm still learning and like learning with friends and
Oh hell
For
yeah.
sure.
yeah.
Okay, nice. Right on.
Yeah, that's sweet. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of DJs just kind of like fall into it like that. Like they know somebody who's a DJ, or they've got a controller. They're like sitting around or something. You know what I mean? Like that's how I got into it. I started going to events. I found out that people were actually DJing live in VR. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna figure out how to do that. So
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So the resources
Yeah.
are out there if you're in here listening and you want to learn
And, like,
how to DJ.
I-
Yeah, and it's Well, the gear isn't free, but
No.
the resources are
Holy
for sure.
God, is it not free?
The
now.
gear
I
is
feel like the
definitely
gear is
not.
far from free.
Yeah.
I need an
Yeah.
upgrade and it's expensive already.
Speaking of gear, what kind of gear are you using?
I have a DDJ 1000 controller,
Nice.
the Serato version,
Nice.
and a laptop. And I got the only pair of pink headphones that I could find.
Nice.
Nice.
So I definitely sacrificed a bit of quality. They're like the introductory Pioneer ones, but they totally
Nice.
work.
But I think it's like a signature look. I
And
think
they're
having the
cute.
pink
Yeah, I
headphones
think,
is
I don't
pretty
know.
cool for
Yeah,
sure.
I
So-
have my other like production
So
headphones.
Serato girl through and through, or have you fucked around with Record Box because everyone uses Pioneer and obviously
Yeah, I have libraries in both.
Yeah.
Looking back, if I was going to just start on one, obviously Record Box makes sense because then you're not managing two libraries.
right.
I do personally prefer the interface in Serato for like the longer 3 to
Same.
4 hour things.
It's easier on your eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
like
waveforms are nicer.
I mean, if I had to get a setup now, if I got like my choice one, I'd get one of the like XDJ all-in-one controllers.
Oh yeah. They're sick.
But they're just so heavy, and
I
I'm
know.
walking like around to gigs and stuff, and carrying that is not super feasible for me.
No.
So it's pretty good for what I have.
nice.
Yeah, I think I saw you on the chairlift going to that Temple Lodge
Yeah,
gig.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
around
like
with your big-
not possible with anything
Yeah,
bigger
no,
than
I
what I
don't
have.
think so.
So, yeah.
Man, some of those rigs get pretty big. Like I know some of my buddies got like the full like Rain One, like massive, like 4 decks,
So sick.
like 4
but
deck,
yeah,
4
crazy.
platter. I'm like, how much does that cost you? Jay's like, I think I spent like 12 grand on it.
Yeah.
Like 4 motorized platters, like massive mixer.
I've seen some sets with 4 decks before, and like as a non
I want 4
DJ
decks
person,
so
that's
bad.
pretty mind blowing. Like 4 set, like are
Well-
you rolling 2? Are you rolling 4? Do you roll 3 sometimes? How do you?
Well, mine has 2 decks, and you can toggle or like hook a CDJ up
Okay,
to the
cool.
third because I have a 4-channel controller.
Yeah, sweet.
I will mix with max 3 though if I'm
Nice.
not at a point to mix with 4 decks. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. I do sometimes, but it's not polished.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty cool
3
stuff.
is like
3 is
perfect.
just nice.
3
yeah.
is perfect because then you got something to mix your 2 tracks. Like you're blending 2 tracks and doing your effects and doing whatever you're doing, filtering and whatever. Then you're cutting, and then you've got another track you could just mix an acapella in with it, right? So
Yeah.
for acapellas, it's sick because doing that on a 2-channel controller is like
It's not such a thing.
You're,
Yeah.
Well, I did notice
you
on your-
cue stuff really quick, and you're moving very quickly to get it done. But
Definitely, like I noticed a lot of vocal work on your recent mix, which was pretty sweet. Like I'm walking down the street, the vocals kind of what stood out for me. Is that something that you kind of would use a third deck to add a layer of vocal on there? Is that kind of the
Yeah,
idea?
if you've got like 2 instrumental tracks going and then like a layer of vocal.
'Cause that was pretty sick. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
that's why I want 3 decks. It's hard to do without it. You can't like.
Yeah, the Serato setup too is really good for stems. So you
Yeah.
can just do like instant
Stems is awesome.
acapellas
sweet.
or like instant take the drums out and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
cool.
doing performance stuff.
You literally hit a button, it'll take everything out but the vocals.
So
Yeah.
like,
It'll just give you the melody and the bass line and the drums. It's like so you can just load a track up, be like, I don't want the rest of that, I just want the vocals. You just hit a button and it just gives you the vocals.
so you
It
have more
separates-
control over the parts. That you're
Yeah,
playing
you
and
can
the
get
parts
so
that you are.
creative. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it separates them. Yeah.
Right on.
So
Yeah.
it separates them all out. I mean, my computer kind of lags a little bit because I'm streaming 2 different things to it, but it works. It's most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
When it doesn't, it really doesn't work. but-
80% of the time it works
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was pretty cool. I was kind of like listening through it. I'm like, I have like a very basic knowledge. Same thing. Having a buddy that was a DJ kind of showed me one time at a party, out of my mind, how to like
Yeah.
try to DJ. So I was kind of like, oh my God, I had like trying to figure it out as I'm listening to it. I was like, very cool. Just kind of wanted to sidebar that. And like, all this vocal work was awesome. So we're seeing sets. I'm looking at your sets on your Facebook and all this stuff. We're seeing sets Banff, Canmore, Invermere. You're kind of making your way around the Rockies. Do you want to tell us more about that? Do you have a favorite place to play? Are you touring? Are you like, is your act open to traveling around the province?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess a tour is a tour if you
Like
call
book a
it
tour?
one,
Yeah,
for sure. So sure, I've been on tour, I guess. I've been doing quite a bit of stuff out of town this year, which was a goal of mine.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been super stoked on that. Favorite place, I feel like anytime you get to play for a different crowd, it's cool. And they all have kind of different things that make them unique.
Yeah, fair.
I definitely think that the like music scene in Revelstoke though is something that I look to as like wow, that would be like really amazing to have something similar to that in town.
Nice.
Just very like diverse
What-
and inclusive and
What makes it different, I
Yeah.
guess, from what we've got in Banff?
I think the main thing, or what I've like thought it could dial down to, is just that Revelstoke has a lot of locals that are in town permanently. And so the crowd isn't changing every 6 months. Whereas here, it's like the start of winter and the start of summer. A lot of those people that are partying every night are different than they were the season before.
Right.
And so for getting touring artists through town or building bigger nights, you're kind of dealing with a reset all the time.
Right.
And a reset in taste too, right? Like
yeah, and it changes, and like that's all good. But Revy, their local DJs and artists have done a really good job of like cultivating an events culture there, and so they have a lot of stuff going on. I'd like to see it get to that.
And is that
here.
just events that are in nightclubs, or is that events that are also outside of nightclubs?
Outside as well. There's people doing some really cool stuff right now. Like they just had their winter carnival.
Okay.
Which was like basically brought the whole town together and had a lot of like live music and art components.
Nice.
They do like the Lunar Art Fest in September as well.
Cool.
So just a lot of like cool community things going on.
Right on. So not just focused on particularly club events.
Yeah, totally. Like more inclusive, I guess.
Okay, nice.
Cool.
So
I mean, Banff's getting better. Like even the past couple of years with Mel's moving over to the old Wild Bill's spot, like, dude, we played there twice, and that's the best I've ever in my entire fucking 27 years of playing guitar and 20 years playing. Well, fuck, it's not 23 years now playing in bands. Like that's the best I've ever been treated at any venue in that entire time. Like people are usually, especially in like a metal band, you're an inconvenience. Like they don't want you to play there because no one's going to show up.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you. Like we can have a DJ in here, pack the fucking place and give them $300 and call it even. You guys want $500? You're going to bring anybody in here. And it's just like, I don't know. They've been having such good success with those kind of shows, like the more like heavy hardcore punk shows, stuff like that. That like, and there was like 500 people there the last 2 times we played those shows. Like it was almost packed out, right? So
yeah,
the scene's getting there. It's just
we
need
growing.
more of that.
It's happening.
It's growing from a few different kind of prongs as well. Like the metal scene and like the live music scene's kind of growing. The dance music scene's definitely been growing.
Well, they've got Amfest going in Canmore again this year. Casey's putting that on again this year.
Nice.
That punk rock alternative metal festival.
Is festival something that you do? Have you played any festivals? Is that something that's on your radar?
It is. Yeah, I played my first one last summer. It was super small and awesome and had a blast.
Where was
that? That was in Pinoca.
Pinoca?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was Neon Jungle Music Festival. Shout out. That'll be in August this year again.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I'm hoping to be on a couple lineups this summer, knock on wood. We'll see.
Nice.
See how the stars align.
Nice.
How does that work? Do you have a manager? Do you book yourself? Or doing your own promotion? Like, I know nothing about this.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
inspire me a little bit. Like, how does that whole work? Like, if I said, hey, I've been practicing my DJing, I want to get into it. Do you call bars? Do you say, hey, I'm a DJ, I want to play your spot, your space? Is that?
I mean, you could do that. I don't know if it'll go super well for you.
Be like, this guy's corny. Like,
I don't have a manager. I'm like an all-in-one unit at the moment, which I feel good about because I'm doing it full time, but you can see why that was getting to be too much with the job as well for me, for sure. As far as like getting gigs goes, though, I would say for people trying to get into it, you kind of need to be visible and active in the scene, and you're always going to get further with a personal connection than you are just by messaging someone that you don't know.
Very true.
There's just because there's so many people doing it right now.
It's same in VR. Like people, the easiest way to get booked is just talk to the club owner and be like, hey man, I love your event tonight. It's fucking sick, like.
And know that you're a good fit for it too, like if I'm not going to go apply to play a hip hop night.
No.
It's not what I do, right? So it's like, know what you do well and kind of just shoot for that. So
you're out there like researching places and parties and venues that you want to play.
Just like show up.
Yeah,
just start showing up to DJ events and like.
So support people and people get to know you. And
So I think, give your support and support.
That actually is one similarity between VR. Like you just, 90% of the time I get booked is just through a random DM on Discord, like, hey man, I'm doing an event tonight. Like,
It is so wild. You've just like
would you-
opened my whole world up to it.
it's
Same
pretty
Maybe I'll
with me.
start-
Me, I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing at all.
Yeah.
I guess it's big if you got, all these people in
Well-
VR partying. I mean, why not?
Well, they have big like 3-day festivals. They just had one this weekend. There's lots of fundraisers. I think the festival this weekend fundraised for ALS, if I believe I'm correct. I think that's what it was. But most of these big like 3-day festivals we'll do in VR are all like for donation for charity.
Yeah.
Basically, none of we don't get paid to do this. Like I played 600 DJ sets now live and haven't been paid for one of them. But it's like, I don't know. We just kind of do it because it's a sick scene, and it's like, I don't know.
I wonder if you can make a room that looks like the Hoodoo.
Oh, dude, bring it
If I
back.
can send somebody a commit, I can
That was
commission
my
somebody.
heyday.
Right? That'd
For
be
sure.
pretty
I do have a
wild.
buddy that's a fellow DJ of mine that's a world creator as well. He actually made the Valhalla, Club Valhalla. It was
Pretty
sick,
crazy.
but yeah, like you can make anything in there, right? Like the last year they had, what was that big festival they had in Vegas? Like that massive festival they had, EDM festival they had in Vegas.
EDC?
Yeah. So somebody remade the whole EDC map and then just streamed the whole festival like on a screen behind the stage, and there was like 1,000 people there.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it was like if you didn't want to go to the festival, you could just go to the stream.
It's probably
Somebody's
good for people with like anxiety issues and like, people
lot
have
of
like
peop-
social issues since COVID or something.
A lot
they
of
can,
people
like,
in there-
still party without being there.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. A lot of people like it's the whole club scene in VR started during COVID when you couldn't go to the club.
Yeah.
So DJs just said, "Fuck it, we'll just move over to there." And then when the pandemic ended, they're like, "Well, this is
Still fun.
sick as fuck." So, and like the clubs you can go to in that game, there's no limit to like as a world creator what you can make other than Unity. Like if you can make it in Unity, you can make it for that
Crazy.
game, and it's all world like all user generated. The game itself provides the client and the platform. Everything in the game, every single thing in the game is user created.
Pretty crazy.
But it's like you're going to an actual nightclub. Like it's lights and there's 100 people there. You can see the DJ. You can walk around. You can talk to people. You can like throw glow
Crazy.
sticks
That's
around if
crazy.
you want. Yeah, it's fun.
Speaking of changing in nightclubs, did you notice a change in the nightclub scene in Banff from before and after COVID?
Well, I mean, there just isn't as many of them now, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, not just the
Um,
number. Like, is there still people going out late night? Is that still kind of a thing? Like,
Oh,
or has
yeah,
the numbers gone
totally.
down? Is it like? Because I've noticed myself. I don't go to the club, or I don't really go to bars
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
But like, from the time that I was partying, I remember just nightlife being a lot busier.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely used to just have more of that happening in town in general. I think that some of that started changing prior to COVID, though, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think now the party scene and the nightlife scene is getting back to
Kinda
where
back
it
to
was, but it's been a slow recovery. Like this is
Yeah.
the first year even that we've seen this many like live shows coming through town again.
Right,
that
right,
used to
yeah.
just be the expectation every winter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think everything's just kind of been a slow turnaround. That's my take on
We
it.
did lose a few venues too. Like we lost Hootoo's, we lost Aurora, we lost
The
the Gap.
Yeah, but I feel like these are all like kind of venues that were kind of competing with each other, anyways, right? Like, if anything,
Yeah.
we're concentrated.
Yeah, like
the
I think
people.
I mean a good point of view is like Sunday nights. There's totally enough people going out on Sunday nights generally right now to fill 2 to 3 bars full of people. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like quite a few people partying in
Yeah,
town
I
still
guess
every
you're right.
week.
Yeah, yeah. for
Well, man,
sure.
like Wine
Yeah.
Wednesdays, like
Wine Wednesdays pop
When they have a
off.
DJ in there, dude, it's nuts. Like I mixed Chris, I mixed her in there, and it's like it's.
I feel like that never changes.
I've
Like,
done. I
Wine
think I mixed
Wednesdays,
Kyle.
but-
That is the
Mixed Kyle as
craziest.
well,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah, it's
wild.
It's nuts, dude. You got people coming over, just putting drinks on the console, like walking right onto the stage, like putting decks, we're like putting fucking beers right up by the decks. I'm like walking over, grabbing them. I'm like,
And of course,
like,
that's a fun night, right?
oh
Like,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. You
awesome
just have
in
to
there, but-
keep it
Yeah,
set the standard early that
Have you ever had anyone like smash a beer over your gear or anything like that, or what?
I don't usually let people get that close.
Yeah,
so yeah,
fingers
knock
crossed,
on
no,
knock on wood. But
'Cause I used to get up.
stop them before they get close to anything electronic.
yeah,
It's like if
exactly.
anybody's
I
gonna spill a
don't.
beer on it, it's gonna be me.
I don't mind people on stage, but if you look like a liability, you'll be off stage
Oh, yeah,
pretty
big
quickly.
There's a buddy
Yeah.
of mine, DJ Fat Muffin, R.I.P. I used to go be his little shot getter sometimes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know in the state that I was when I was hanging out in the DJ booth, there's definitely been some spillage
Yeah.
going on.
Some people have more spatial and self-awareness than
Yeah.
others, for sure.
Yeah, you just keep them away. Like just stay away from the backside where everything's plugged in. Just stay away from anything around me that's electronic.
PSA for everyone out there: if you're at the club, if you're at the party, stay away from the equipment. These people are out here trying to provide some music for you.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You dump a beer on like a $5,000 set of decks, you're gonna regret that big time.
I
It's
feel like
gonna
that's an
suck.
expensive night out.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
would be It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I went out
Yeah.
for 3 beers. I ended up spending $5,000. It was great.
Okay, hypothetical: someone spills on your stuff. You hold them liable. Is the venue liable? Who's liable?
I don't.
you got-
Hopefully, it
do you
doesn't
have your-
happen.
do
I
you have
think
your
it would
gear
be a
insured?
conversation with the venue
Yeah,
for sure.
okay.
Get
Fair.
your gear insured. I have all of my guitar gear insured, whether it's at my house or at a club. So
So insurance
say-
pays for it.
Insurance pays for it. And they
Noted.
should pay for it, John. Anyways, no, yeah. So all of my stuff is insured, whether it's at home for theft, fire, or whatever. And then if I say I'm at a club and somebody runs up and smashes my guitar, dumps a beer all over my amp, then it's also covered as well.
True. Okay.
Wow.
So I would recommend if like I know DJ gear is expensive.
Yeah, it
So,
totally is. I
yeah.
have like contracts and stuff for special events, but yeah, the every
Yeah.
week bar gigs, it would just be a conversation with.
do you,
the
so
venue,
do you
for
like,
sure.
do you travel around with your gear, or like bigger events use their gear? How does?
In town here, there's not very many places. Like the Sasquatch is the only place in town that really owns working
Okay,
DJ
fair.
equipment.
What do they
There's
got, CDJs?
they've got the XDJ controller
Oh,
that's
okay,
new.
yeah.
There is a couple old CDJs down at High Rollers, but they're pretty funky to
Pretty
play
rough.
on.
CDJs
So
is like what I remember. Like my
Ooh.
buddy had CDJs, and he had a
Oh, yeah.
binder full of binders.
Oh,
binders
yeah.
Of
full
CDs, yeah.
It was crazy.
I still know. Okay, one of my buddies in VR still DJs on CDJs, and he's like, "Hold on, I got to burn a CD real quick." I'm like, "What are you talking
yeah,
about?"
I definitely can't
Like-
imagine using CDJs with CDs. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
know
No,
what to
yeah,
do with
I would
that.
just, like,
but-
plug it in, man.
Antiquated at this
Yeah.
point, I
Just
guess.
like
right?
but they're fun to play on. I would
Oh,
like
yeah.
to own them if I had space for them and money to buy a
Yeah, no
$10,000 setup.
Yeah,
but
Fair.
Yeah, they're not cheap, man. Like it's like car price. Well,
Yeah.
it's like buying a new guitar now too. Like you want a nice high-end guitar, you're $7,000 over. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? Like it's,
totally.
the gear these days.
That would be the
getting any
dream
cheaper.
setup. If anyone out
Yeah.
there wants to buy me some CDJ 3000s,
I'll
let
take
me
a
know.
set as well. Thank you.
If
Thank
we
you.
got any lucky fans in the chat that want to provide some CDJs here.
I could do some. I could do the Denon
Um,
Primes as well. They're not too bad. But,
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I remember was CDJs and him flipping through
Yeah.
so
Well,
many
they're just
CDs.
kinda
There's
like-
only like 8 tracks per CD, I want to say, because the tracks that he was into were like
Well,
super
because
long.
Pioneer is basically like CDJs and DDJs and the XDJs. Like it's all pretty much like if you go to a big event, they're gonna have that gear.
Yeah.
And you just bring a thumb drive and you just plug it into your decks.
Yeah.
And you go.
Okay.
It's like they.
So
Yeah.
it
like,
has gotten much
A lot of
easier.
places out of town
Yeah.
have that. So whether I'm bringing stuff depends.
yeah.
But like none of the ski hill things or
No.
anything like those places don't own
Fair.
gear. So
Like I'm not
maybe
gonna-
they've
yeah.
rented it for a really special event. But yeah, generally I'm bringing
Do you like
equipment.
charge more based on whether you're bringing your gear or not?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, for me to play,
Maybe
an
I
event,
should.
like-
Maybe that's a new.
yeah.
Like for me, I'd
Upselling.
have to bring like my whole laptop and a shitty little set of decks,
Yeah,
right?
maybe
Like I'm
a
not
little-
gonna get a fest. They're not gonna let me play that shit at a festival. I mean, that would be fucking hilarious. But hey, I'm playing on a $300 controller today, guys. Let's fucking go. Oh, it'd be great, dude. I
Just
do
smash them up.
it. Just smash them up. I do it on purpose, just to fuck with them. Like I brought my own gear. Just
I feel like that's more like a
Pop
house
that.
party
Put
thing.
it
Like,
down.
are you still doing house parties? Is house parties in Banff still a thing?
Is that a
And
thing?
I haven't been to a good house party in a long time.
I know.
I feel like I would again love to go to one. Someone send me an invite to a house party.
like
You heard it here first. Like,
Yeah.
we want to have a
Yeah, like-
party.
Yeah, I would totally DJ a house party. I haven't in a long time because I haven't even attended one in a while.
Okay, fair. I think
Yeah.
like that might have something to do with the housing crisis, which might be alleviated. We had some good news this week
Oh,
on some
okay.
housing stuff we can
Nice.
touch on later. But yeah, I think maybe just like since everyone's so scared to get evicted, maybe they're not having parties anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or I'm sure they are. Just might not be my immediate
Fair.
crew of
Yeah.
people throwing
Fair
them.
enough,
So
fair enough.
Somebody asked me too a couple weeks ago, like, you should start playing some house parties. I'm like, I haven't been to a house party in like 10 years.
yeah,
Like,
do you want to
what
throw one?
Yeah, that's what I said. It was like, well, let's throw a house party and
Have a
then I'll
house
come
party
and
at
play.
the Overheard studio.
No.
See, I
House
think
party's the best. It's so
I think
fun.
that's
I
the
know.
immediate reaction.
Are we
of most
talking like
people.
a house party, like house music? Or are we talking like a house party
At
with
a house.
whatever at a house?
Well,
Maybe both.
Both.
I don't know.
You
there
do
was the
house-
dude on Overheard we talked about.
You can
in a
do it
couple
all.
episodes that
House
was
square.
like we're throwing a house party for New Year's, or did we talk about him? I forget. But there was a guy that was on Overheard. That was
Oh,
like,
I think
"Hey,
I
we're
remember
looking for
this.
a house party. We're having a house party. Like anyone come by.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Oh, really? We just put it on Overheard?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
dangerous.
which is fast and loose. Yeah.
Yeah, I like fast and loose style. It's pretty
hell
if you're having house
It's
parties,
fun. Definitely
post
fun.
them on Overheard and Banff, so you might get some DJs showing up.
Jesus Christ, that's nuts. That's crazy, man.
So what? Do you just get in contact with you if they want you to play an event, or what? Would you charge someone to play a house party?
Probably. It depends. Well, no, it depends whose house it is and whose party.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are you booking me or am I partying? These are the
good
questions.
point.
What's the booking fee for those out there if they want to book you? Like, would you play a wedding? Let's say if someone wants to book you a wedding, what do you charge?
Don't do weddings. Oh man,
Is that a specific class? Is that a cringy thing?
I don't know.
I'm just riffing here.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I don't. The last person I would ever want to fucking deal with while I'm up there trying to have fun DJing is a bride pissed off that I didn't play fucking TLC.
Can you play
So-
girls just want to have
Oh,
fun?
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I don't want to do that. I went to
Okay.
photography and specifically just don't do that because the only way to make real money in it is doing weddings, and I don't want to be a part of
That would be
ruining
super annoying.
someone's day.
Yeah, I've
I
done a
don't want that
couple weddings.
responsibility.
I will do them if they want
Your type
what
of
I'm
music.
playing. So
Yeah.
if I'm a good fit for the gig,
Okay, cool.
then for sure. Rate wise, you can email me and we can chat rates. But
There you go.
yeah, or just I have a form on my website you can fill out or DM me on Instagram.
Nice.
But-
Okay,
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you heard it here
Good.
first. The plug is
Yeah.
out there. If you
Yeah.
want to book, get in contact and you
Yeah.
can have your own house party with a professional DJ.
Yeah.
Double house party.
I mean, it is your full-time job, so I guess you are technically a professional.
I am a
DJ.
professional,
would
I
tip my
think,
hat to you
most of
there,
the time.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not professional. I definitely go to work every
I don't know what
single
that
day
means,
still.
but yeah.
Yeah.
For now, Matt. For
I'm having
now.
a lot of fun.
What do we got?
Any big parties coming up in town that you're excited to go to, as well as
Attend.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Fibes show actually in early April. That'll be super good. Drum and bass. Not involved with it, just
Let's go.
attending.
I might
So
have to go
keen
to
on that for
Very
sure.
Fucking good drum and bass. Though,
It'll be
weak
good
shit.
drum and bass.
Who
yeah,
is
all
it?
you drum and
Fives.
bass heads?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're fun for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, man,
Um,
yeah, but they're like, I don't know, man. There's everybody likes what they like. Like,
For sure.
Were you at World of Drum and Bass the other night?
no,
Also super dope.
I fucked that up.
What is
Yeah.
World of Drum and Bass?
Yeah,
for
what
those
is
that
that?
don't know.
It was a tour of 4 dudes over from the UK. They had
and
the
I missed
prototypes
UK
in
drum and
India.
bass, too.
And
Great.
yeah, real old school.
Nice.
I only hit it. I got there like 1 a.m. So I only
Oh,
hit
shit.
the last 2 sets, but
Oh,
everyone
shit.
was having a blast. Yeah, it was
Nice.
a great time.
That's go fast music, man.
It was
I've
definitely
heard some
fast.
UK drum bass before. It's pretty hard. I got a couple on my playlist.
I did,
It's pretty vanilla, probably for your guys' taste.
I did
but-
a set once. I started with like, fuck was it? It was like really dancey, like big vocals, like just straight up good house, and then somehow switched it into like some D&B, and then switched that into like tarot and metal step and like hardstyle shit. And I heard somebody in the front row go, "Are you kidding me? Did this dude just switch fucking 3 genres? What the fuck?" Like they were losing it. I'm like, got ya. You guys thought I was playing house for an hour. Tricked you. It was great. It just like worked. It did so perfect. It was awesome.
Do you mess with the crowd sometimes like that? Like, give a little flip, give them a little vocal in there, like slide it in.
Yeah, I like to play around. It's all on the fly, so
Nice.
whatever
Oh, yeah.
mood I'm in, for sure.
I have a specific track.
I like to stir the pot
Yeah,
once in a while.
I have a specific track I like to play that just like is going really hard, then just goes bam, and it sounds like the keyboard's fucked up, and then someone's like typing really fast, and I like to go, shit, guys, I'm having technical difficulties. Just 1 second, and then it does like the solid gear sound, like the bling, and comes right back in super heavy.
So you like prank your
Yeah,
audience
I
almost?
pranked them. Somebody
Nice.
the other day, he's like, "Fuck, I thought you were actually dying up there." I'm like, no, it's you have to, man. Like people are partying anyways. They don't care.
It's
like,
more fun, yeah.
I got a whole
totally.
lobby of 80 people to mute themselves the other night as well.
Nice.
I said, guys, we're just having some audio issues. Just trying to get to the bottom of it. You guys could everybody just mute real quick. And I just saw all of these mute buttons going off. And my buddy's like, "There's no way you just fucking did that." I'm like, I did. I did do that. It was great as well.
So a little bit of pranks coming from the DJ booth sometimes. You hear some funny stuff.
Occasionally,
You know, she's
yeah.
messing with you.
Well, like,
Yeah.
well, sometimes you just got to spice it up, you know? Like, fuck them with a false drop or something and just be like, "Psych!" I do that one too. That one works pretty good. People think they're coming in. Everybody goes to bang and you just false drop.
That's part of what makes it unique. You know what I mean? For
Well,
sure.
yeah, like, you know what? Like, if you go up there and just play a YouTube mix, what's the point, right? Like, that's
Yeah, I
why
don't
people go
think
to see a DJ is to have like a performance.
I remember seeing Chaos back in the day. Chaos came to play a set. I think it was at the Sasquatch.
Nice.
And he got booed off because his mixing was terrible. And they
Oh.
actually booed him off.
That's Oh
was
my
pretty
god,
nice.
I don't
He was
know what
like
I
the
do.
headliner, and then everyone's yelling DJ Kane, DJ Kane. And then I guess Kane came back on and finished the night. It was
How do you-
pretty
I-
like
That's
I've
brutal.
never witnessed
That's
anything
like-
that bad.
yeah.
Like,
I've been in them. Like I've seen a couple of them in VR where I'm just like, this is a buddy of mine, and I know you're just starting, but like, I have to go somewhere else, man. I can't listen to. I'm sorry. It's just like it was like they weren't even trying. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but like they were not blending anything with any form of EQ or even faders or anything. They were just like, the song's playing, but it's bam, that one's over top now. And then they just like cut the other one out. I'm like, that hurt my ears a lot. Don't do that anymore. And then he was doing like weird scratch shit and didn't know how to scratch. I'm like, just
That's
don't
what
do
my
that
bedroom sounded like for the first like
Yeah.
several months.
either. Yeah, exactly.
for sure.
I'm like,
I think the learning curve can be pretty steep for
Yeah.
sure,
Well-
especially when it comes to all this technical equipment. Like
Well,
you
what
put
I
me in
learned
front of
on
this- like I'm going to be
the
not
first
doing too
month I
well.
DJ'd, I played on the controller section of that little keyboard there. 8 MIDI pads, 4 knobs, and 2 sliders.
So it kind of started small and then grew from
Yeah,
there.
and then I just bought a cheap set of decks.
Yeah.
Like you need them. Like you need jog wheels at least, right? So
speaking of decks, open decks.
Yeah.
what's the
open
deal with that?
Tell
decks.
us more about that. What's going on with that? It seems like a pretty cool idea. What is it?
Yeah, stoked. Super new still, but the second one, sorry, is coming up tomorrow. So
Nice.
come down to High Rollers tomorrow night.
oh yeah,
I just thought there was a bit of a gap. Like this is something that happens in other places. I'm not a genius for
Yeah,
coming
okay,
up with
fair,
this or
yeah.
anything. But isn't anything like it in town for people that haven't had a chance to play live a lot to get
Cool.
experience and an opportunity to kind of show their stuff publicly. Also, just being able to DJ on like a real big sound system is a pretty
Okay,
nice
yes.
experience.
So it's basically like an open mic for DJs.
Yeah, exactly. So you sign up
cool.
in advance and you get half hour. And I just set up the set times by genre, kind of, and
Okay, cool.
do your thing. Yeah.
Do they come to you with the genre or same thing? Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
like and
Yeah,
then you
open
kind of
decks
slot
is-
them in.
Open decks is usually kind of just like play whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
it's totally. I just want to know ahead of time so I don't put like the heaviest
Yeah,
stuff at the
for
start
sure.
of the night
Like,
and scare
yeah.
everyone out of the building or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever they want to play for sure.
Are you there to give them coaching? Are you there to help new acts if they're kind of
It's not.
just starting out, or is that kind of not the idea? It's like you're supposed to come with your finished product type thing.
Yeah, not so much of a lesson, but definitely if people have questions or want to shoot the shit, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, cool.
On the fly, though, I would say like the bare minimum would be knowing how to use the equipment, like
Yeah,
actual
okay,
mixing skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's at different levels.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's the whole point of an open decks night. It's not like a pissing contest or anything.
yeah,
Fair enough. So yeah, everybody out there, if you're looking to get into it, there is an event tomorrow at High Rollers.
Yeah, man.
I've
seen some great
get in
DJs.
contact with Bunny Hops if you want to get in on the action.
Yeah.
And you have some skills that you might want to show off and get you a half-hour slot.
Yeah, it is all full for tomorrow, but we'll do another one probably in May.
Sweet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
So keep your ears posted to the social medias and
They're fun, man. I've been to some really cool open decks. Like,
It's just a good vibe. It's
Yeah.
also people that have like a passion for the same thing in one place, which I
Exactly.
think like that's why we're all in Banff,
Very
probably.
cool. Yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We're all kind of like-minded people in that sense. How's the turnout been for open decks? You getting
been good. I mean,
Like
we
you
only
said,
had the
you're sold
one
out.
so far, but
Yeah.
it was busy. And yeah, I've been full with a wait list pretty quickly after posting it
Cool.
both times now. So
there's
there is
people
a ton of people in town DJing.
Uh-oh.
nice? Well, congrats on the success.
Yeah.
And who knows,
Yeah.
if you go to open decks, you might see an emerging talent from Banff. So I think
Damn
that's
straight.
someone that takes
Yeah.
pride on. Like back in my raver days, I saw Dead Mouse like before he kind of broke.
I saw Dead Mouse before he was Dead Mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was like Love to Edit was his big track, and I was like at a rave in Montreal when I was I think like 17 or something like that. And it's like I don't know, I think that's pretty cool to say. Like,
Oh, hell yeah.
I saw Dead Mouse before, it was cool, man. So you
I
know,
saw it from first to last before he was Skrillex.
that's it. So
Yeah.
go to open decks, you might see,
I saw him jump off the fucking lights. It was great.
there you go.
Yeah, he climbed up the rigging and jumped off. He used to do it like every set.
Jesus, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
He jumped like not all the way up. Well, actually, I've seen him jump all the way up before, but yeah, man. You ever do that? Crowd surf? Just jump up.
Crowd surf.
I've
Fuck
never had the
no.
pleasure of crowd surfing myself. Honestly.
Just go jump into the crowd and hope you can get back by the time you need to transition. You'd be fine. Like, get me back. I got 30 seconds. Like, just flip it out. Like, I'll do it on VR sometimes. You play like a 2-hour set and you gotta go to the can. Like, big
Oh,
time.
for sure. Like
And you're just like, I'll be right back. You just put on like a house track. It's like 6 minutes long. Like, just put on some tech house for like 6 minutes and just go to the washroom and come back and mix. You'll be fine.
You said your sets
Yeah.
earlier normally like 3 hours. Is that just because you're doing them out? Do you ever do any like longer sets? Like, do you ever
Yeah.
get booked for like 4 or 6 hour sets? Is that still a thing, or are those parties kind of still happening?
Yeah,
or what?
yeah, they still happen for sure. Like 3 hours is just the kind of average. 4 is
Okay.
common too ish. I think the longest set I played was 7 hours.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was a good
How
marathon
do you
for
play?
sure.
How do you play
I would be-
7
I
hours?
think
of
I
music
get it.
like that.
It's a
I guess-
lot of you juggle through a lot of music
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
You're
Yeah.
bouncing
So there's
through
lots
crates
going
pretty
on
quick.
in a DJ's mind when you're
Like
up
those
there,
are the
right?
sets where
Like,
I'm probably standing there like barefoot. I've had 2 meals during the set. and
Yeah.
a couple
Crazy.
drinks for sure.
Yeah.
having meals during the set. I didn't even think of that. Like, you
Well,
would have
yeah.
to eat. And
Or I
like-
mean, I do. I also, yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
that's
It's like
sick.
going a whole shift and like not eating, and then it's like jumping around and trying to get that like the crowd hyped up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least some
fair.
fries or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like a job for you, or is it still something that you're super passionate about? Like, are you ever like unmotivated? Like, we all get unmotivated with our jobs. Is it always? Or are you still hungry for it? You know?
Sometimes, like if it's not that busy or it's just kind of flopped or whatever, it can get hard like halfway through if you still have like
Fair.
several more hours to go.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I'm still doing it because I'm super passionate about it. I'm
Nice.
trying to treat it like a business and like a job. But yeah, it's
Fair.
still exciting. And when it stops being exciting, then maybe I'm not doing the right thing anymore, I guess.
I think that's
yeah.
a good way to look at it for
Nice.
sure.
Well, do you do any of your own production?
Yeah, I've been
Nice.
making music.
Nice.
I'm hoping to start releasing it professionally in the next few months.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well,
That's
big
the way
ups
to
to
go.
that. Keep us posted. We'd love to hear it when,
Yeah.
when it's set for release and all that.
I
I'm
know I've been
excited
slacking
for
on
sure.
Music made here in Banff.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Let's
there's
go.
definitely a few people doing it in town. It's good, but
Nice.
yeah, I'm stoked.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah, I think DJ Zorro does his own stuff too, doesn't he?
DJ.
Is that Zorro or whatever his name is? Like Spanish kid?
Guy?
I don't know his actual name. I've only ever met him at the club, like really drunk, and I could barely understand him. But
I don't know. This is all.
I know
news
who
to
you're
me.
talking about, but I'm not correlating it to his DJ name right now.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I apologize because we've talked about this many times.
yeah,
I feel like an
but
asshole right
I
now.
think he does his own stuff as well.
Yeah, he does for sure.
Yeah. When I had
Mikey
this,
Monahan's
when I
doing
had the
his
studio
stuff.
opening, he was asking me about some stuff, but that was like a couple years ago. So he's been doing it for a while at least. But
Well, pretty cool to know that this scene is here. For those that
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, there is some cool parties. There's lots of creative people putting out some stuff in the town of Banff. So it's
I didn't know
super
there's that many DJs here, to be honest with you. But
Oh,
I mean-
there's so many. But it's also like super DJing has blown up in general
Yeah.
right now. And
Yeah.
think about how many people come to town on a regular
true.
basis. Like
Yeah.
the start of the season, the number of people that reach out
good
to
point.
me for gigs and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not really a promoter. I'll occasionally do an event. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk
Do you
to your
find
guys.
people people will come to you to try to get gigs, and you're like, yo, I'm trying to get my own gigs. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I have no
Yeah.
problem answering questions and stuff. I'm just probably not the best person to
well, fair.
speak
I mean,
to, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
can
Yeah.
totally direct people in the right.
Oh, nice. That's nice of you.
Right
to even do,
direction.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's only a certain amount of gigs and a certain amount of bars and a certain
Yeah,
amount of
it's
towns,
it's
right?
hard
Like,
right now for sure. I think. Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm streaming every night then instead.
Yeah. VR is the spot.
VR is the spot. I
Yeah.
can still play sets.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man. Yeah,
right on.
Totally.
So go check her out. Go check her out at Open Decks. Go check her out at the dates that we showed you earlier. Right on. Let's move on to the next piece of stuff that we have here.
doing it?
We're gonna move into a little bit more of the Overheard stuff for this week, I think. This next one is pretty wild. If you haven't seen it, we're gonna cut to it here. So this slide shows
This is fucking wild. Dude.
a news article that came up. I've been waiting to talk about this all week. It's been pretty crazy. The headline reads, "Forensic shows Banff Cougar attack didn't happen. No cougar activity was found at the site with lab-tested DNA to back this up." Pretty wild news coming out of the Rocky Mountain Outlook in the town of Banff. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, I think it's hilarious.
Like, why?
It's a shame that they wasted the resources, but like
Like,
what?
They're gonna get fined for this so fucking much, dude. Like,
I was confused
you're just
by
wasting
this.
all this
Like,
time, all this money. Like, why? Like, for what?
Yeah,
Just you're gonna end up going to jail or something stupid.
it's pretty wild. It's not the first time this has happened. I don't know why fake wildlife attacks is kind of a thing that people will
This is
would fake.
this
Like,
is
it makes no
almost an
sense.
identical story to that one a few years back where that kid chased that cougar off or chased a cougar off with a skateboard, and it ended up never happening. Like,
I just can't imagine like the thought process to come up with that.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna do
Why?
this. I'm gonna set this up. Like, let's cut to the next slide here. There's a little bit of the initial victim quote statement. So this is the gentleman. I don't want to name him. I don't want to give him any more kind of clout than he's got. But this is the guy that faked the attack. This is what he said. He said, I felt this giant weight on my shoulder. Something clawed around onto my face. Well, this dude said. I just grabbed as much hair as I could, chucked it off my shoulder, and kind of did like a front flip as we tumbled down this hill. It was just pure adrenaline. I wasn't thinking. It was just an immediate reaction to get whatever this is off me. Now, he said he fell another 20 meters down the hill while wrestling the cougar during an attack that lasted about 30 seconds. So, dude gets attacked. The cougar gets him from the back, supposedly. He says he grabs the cougar and does a front flip and throws him off his back. Now, I'm not a cougar expert.
But so let me tell...
I
You're
think it
telling
would
me
be
this-
much more difficult to pull a cougar off yourself than that.
This
Like,
motherfucker's going and grabbing a 300-pound cat off of his back and just hucking it. Like, I hope
And
you're-
coming out with only minor
like, I hope you're
scratches.
like-
yeah, like, I don't know.
He's just doing only arm day. Just like you could just, I don't know about you, but I can't like.
It just seems
Find
like
it.
unbelievable. Like a
Extend, like,
wild animal, a cougar would
350
have
pounds.
grip strength more than a human, I would think, especially
Yeah.
with claws that are digging into you.
There would be more than one scratch.
You're
Well,
going
and
to
then
be
he-
incapacitated pretty quickly if a cougar attacks you, I feel.
My favorite line here too kind of did like a front flip. Like what was going on? Like kind of
feel
did like a
like-
front flip, man. It was crazy, dude. It fell down this hill like 20 meters. It was nuts. Like you think after a cougar attack you'd be a little more in duress than that. You're just like, oh yeah, we did like a front flip on him.
It's like, yeah, it was no problem, man. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I
like cougar
totally,
attack, man. I just fucking flipped it off me.
Hucked him, flipped it right off.
Cut to the next slide here. The next slide has a picture of his injuries and a little bit more information here. This is more of his statement. He says, "We were just rolling, tumbling down. I think after that, I don't really remember too much because I smashed my head on a tree or a log or something pretty shortly after we started rolling. My glasses flew off. I don't know if I lost consciousness, but all I remember is kind of coming to and holding the cougar, and I'm just punching for my life. I had
What?
spikes on my
Like you
boots.
lost consciousness and
He remembers
you're
all
still
this.
fine?
Yeah, he lost consciousness, but remembers the whole fight. Like,
Yeah, so it
Perfectly.
continues to read, I had spikes on my boots. I'm just trying to kick and just sprawl. I'm screaming, I'm yelling, but yeah, after a few punches, I must have landed on something because it ran off into the bush. And then there's a picture of this gentleman here, which we didn't blur just because you kind of deserve to be
it's already
exposed.
in the news. It's in the newspaper anyways, so
Yeah.
it's already public.
This
media.
dude's just got like a tiny scratch on his face. If a cougar attacks you, it bites the back of your neck.
yeah.
Like
You're
it's-
gonna definitely look different than that. Also, I feel like he probably did roll downhill, and like that was just the extent of what happened.
I'm
And then-
saying
Yeah.
what happened is this guy was probably out walking, fucked up, fell down a hill, scraped himself all up, and then had to tell this story so that no one thought he was a jackass, and now he looks even more like a jackass because he just made
Yeah.
up the whole thing. Like that's
Yeah.
not a cougar that
Super
attack. That
bad
looks
play,
like
dude.
that looks like when I hit a rock on my board and I land on my face, like at the skate park. That's what
yeah,
it looks like.
like honestly, it looks like maybe a little scratch. I don't know if you've ever seen a cougar's paw or how it would grab you. It would not just scratch you with
No.
one little. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, buddy. If that thing's swiping your head, like it's
Yeah.
going for it.
And there's no bruising or nothing. Oh, I guess there was a little bruising up near his eye, which they did mention, but like,
Like I don't doubt that something happened, but I don't think it was
It
a
wasn't-
cougar.
yeah, like,
Oh, and then he goes, I must have landed on something. Like he was just like talking himself up. He's like, dude, I punched this cougar so hard he fucked right off. It's like,
yeah.
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I don't know, man. Poor move on this dude.
Well, and then look what everybody else had to say about like this. The next slide here is all like of what basically Parks Canada and CTV News and
yeah,
had to
let's
say
cut
about
to
it,
the
like-
next slide. So this one here is a slide from the Rocky Mountain Outlook. This is the beginning of the article that we showed earlier that states, Banff, almost 4 weeks after a Calgary man reported being attacked by a cougar in Banff National Park, forensic evidence collected by Parks Canada shows the attack didn't happen. Goes on to read, Parks Canada completed an investigation into the February 12th report of a cougar attack at the Rockbound Lake area. An official says no cougar DNA was found on samples that were collected for testing, and no evidence of a cougar, such as tracks, were detected anywhere in the vicinity of the reported attack. Wild.
Like, they have wildlife experts for this shit. Like, they can track goddamn animal through the bush. Like, do you think they're not going to find out?
Can you imagine this dude at home being like, oh fuck, oh
Oh,
fuck.
they're on to me.
He knew he was in trouble right away. He's
I wonder
like,
what the repercussions of that.
it's got to
are.
be massive.
Yeah, just for wasting resources of Parks Canada.
That's like federal government.
I hope there's a huge fine. It goes on to read, following standard protocol, Parks Canada thoroughly searched the area of the reported incident and found no signs of cougar activity, according to a Parks Canada statement issued Thursday afternoon, March 7th. Parks Canada also undertook forensic testing to corroborate initial findings. Then it goes on to say, Parks Canada has now received the lab-tested DNA results indicated that cougar DNA was not found on the samples that were collected. So they fucking CSI'd this dude, and we're like,
Oh, yeah.
you're lying.
Oh, he got ice cubed, basically. They're just like, or iced tea, basically. They're just like, no, dude, like, too bad. Like, iced tea's on the case, you're going down, CSI.
Is that a Law and Order? Yeah.
Oh, it's a Law and Order? Is that what it was? Either way, but yeah.
Ice-T was on Law and Order for sure.
Oh, he's got a great medal album, dude.
Can you believe lying about such a thing?
I just, would love to get the real story, and I don't think
Like,
we will.
Or he's tripping. Maybe he's out there doing
Or
some
he was just,
hallucinogenics or
high.
something.
Yeah, maybe he was on
Yeah.
shrooms and just fell.
Maybe he got beat up by a girl.
Genuinely
or something.
thought,
He got beat up
yeah.
by his girl and just has to come
Yeah.
up with a better story. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's it.
Hopefully not. We
She's,
don't
she's
condone
a little
that.
older. She's a little older than him.
Oof.
Yeah, maybe he got caught by that kind of cougar. and
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
little
Maybe he got a little
shot
slapped
at the
around
top.
like a little different kind of cougar.
There's just a crazy miscommunication the whole time.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, no. I met that broad at the bar. And they're like, dude, you could have said that. It's
Yeah,
like,
she
what do you
got-
mean the fur? He's like, she was gross, dude.
He actually got catfished.
Yeah. Oh, he got catfished. Yeah. She had a full beard. And he's like, I felt fur, I guess, man. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was like,
Yeah, pretty wild stuff, man. Big shout out to Parks Canada for getting down to it. Imagine if anyone could just go and lie about their attacks. Like,
Yeah.
I did watch the interview, and to me, it seemed like someone that would want the attention, like in just the way
Fair.
yeah,
he
they're
was
That's
just
fair.
conducting himself in the interview.
they're
So,
doing the pick me energy big time.
I mean, everyone's chasing clout these days, I guess. Like, is that
It's a
the
weird
length?
way to go about it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Like-
What did you see that freaking dude on Dr. Phil that thought he was a cyborg?
No, but
Oh
that's
my God,
amazing.
that just popped out, and he was just like, "Yes, we do not require food, thank you." And it was like the weirdest shit. And then he gets off Dr. Phil, just goes back to normal. He was like some musician. I'm like, oh, you little prick.
I feel like he's popped off a lot of weird social media celebrities. That Dr. Phil, there's like a weird.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing now. About
I didn't
getting
even
on
know
it.
Dr. Phil was still happening.
Oh yeah.
I
I am
think it-
out of the loop.
I was gonna listen to a podcast earlier. It's Dr. Phil on Jordan B. Peterson.
Oh,
So
yeah?
it's just like the two weirdest speaking dudes. I just wanted to like listen to it because it'd be like an odd
Just to
symphony
hear
of
it?
Texas slang. Well, this is what you gotta do. Is two wrongs don't make a right. You know, Dr. Phil's always got his little sayings. And like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Dr. Phil is still a thing. Maybe this guy needs to go for a visit. If you really want some clout, go to Dr. Phil.
Well, and then Parks Canada also. So they also said there's only been one fatal cougar attack in Alberta. Frances Frost was killed by a cougar in January 2001 as she cross-country skied near Lake Minnewanka in Banff. By not addressing the issue sooner based on initial findings at the scene, Marriott said that the incident has fueled fear in people across North America as this story apparently went viral.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. That's not
No.
fair to the Cougars. No one's out there being attacked. Like,
No, you're never going to see one out here, dude. And then they go on to say the truth is the cougar attacks are extremely rare. You're more likely to be killed by having a vending machine fall on you than from a cougar
That's
attack.
actually fairly common, apparently,
Right,
which is
right.
crazy.
So, and this is Marriott, who's
Wow.
a co-founder of Exposed Wildlife Conservancy, an environmental organization focused on protecting apex predators. So this guy knows his shit. He's not just making this up. He's like, there's only been one cougar attack in the past 23 years, and now this kid's blowing it up. Like, they're out here
Yeah.
snatching up tourists, right? Like,
so I've been here since 2009.
And you can just beat him off easily.
yeah, and then you could just knock him out.
don't you worry about it, right?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Took a couple of brewskis, go out, pick a fight with a cougar. Let's go.
It's pretty wild though. So there's only been one fatal cougar attack, and that was in 2001.
Right.
I was here in
That's the only
2009.
one.
There's been two fakers since. So it
Yeah.
goes to show you that,
There's been more faked cougar
More
attacks
fakes than
than
real.
cougar attacks in the past 25 years.
yeah, so don't be out there being afraid of cougars.
The
be out there.
skateboard story was a lot more believable also.
I think, yeah.
I felt like there was more merit there. I was like, there's an object. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a weapon.
Supposedly, I used to work with this dude. I found out later with the skateboard incident. Like, I don't remember his name. I think it was like an Australian dude or an English dude or something like that. And he was like a very strange fellow. I caught him doing some weird stuff at work, like drug related stuff.
No, you worked with the guy that
Yeah.
the cougar guy.
The first one,
cougar.
not
Oh,
this one
shit,
we're
I didn't
speaking
know
of
that.
now. Yeah, supposedly I worked with him. He was like sneaking stuff into his water at work because he wanted to like get high at work. It was super strange.
What?
So that dude was a bit.
So
of
you
a
wonder,
weirdo.
how much
Yeah.
of that's like also, did you just
You're not
like
wrapped-
hallucinate this? Or
Yeah,
you fully like with the programs?
Some people like
All good either way,
legitimately,
but-
like lie to themselves and believe that it's true. Like I think that
Yeah.
could be touching on a mental health issue. If that's the case for this homie, I hope he gets the help that he needs. Because like honestly, I've heard of people not super close to me, but
Well,
people that I know that like had some mental issues, and it was part of it was hallucinating and believing their own kind of lies, like stuff that they were making up in their head
Oh, and they just thought
that they
it was,
believed that were true.
They just
like,
they thought about it for so long, they're just like,
yeah,
oh, I actually
so
did that.
hopefully that's not the case, and this guy gets the help he deserves.
No doubt. Well, on to some lighter stuff.
Yeah, a little bit more fun stuff. The Overheard and Banff content. Let's get on to
Perfect.
some of
Oh,
this.
this one's great. All right, so we got, hey, town of Banff, Middle Springs, because you use both lanes at your earliest convenience. No fun playing chicken, and it's literally one lane of traffic open with cars driving both directions.
So with the recent snowfall, 10 centis of thick, really wet snow, honestly.
Cementy.
I guess up on the other
Yeah,
side
no.
in Middle Springs, there's like, it's plowed into a big pile just on one side of the street. I would know because I don't go across the bridge.
Yeah,
Forget
no,
about that.
I don't know what it's like
Well,
over there.
I used to live like right up here.
Might as well go to Canmore.
But yeah, like it gets pretty rough up there in the winter, and there's nowhere to walk. Like you can't even get to the sidewalks because they're fucking buried.
Yeah, so if you're going down, I guess that's the main road up to
Yeah, so
the
this would-
Rimrock.
Yeah, no, this would be Middle Springs here, and then up this way would be to Rimrock.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is like actual Middle Springs Road.
Middle Springs Road. Be mindful, it's down to one lane because of
yeah.
the snow.
Well, dude, it wasn't that got me. It was this comment that someone made.
Let's cut to.
Oh God, here you go, buddy.
So the comment reads, if you just move that stream chat there, why are there piles of snow shoveled into the street all over town? Only place in the world they allow that. Ridiculous hazard. Let me rephrase this so the town council will understand and take action. A pile of snow equals 2 less parking spots every 30 feet times 10 blocks times both sides of the street equals 60 less vehicle paid parkings times the entire town of Banff equals a gazillion less dollars to coffers.
That is an amazing comment.
So someone's really broken this down here and said
That's-
basically due to the lack
Someone
of snow
thought a
removal,
lot about snow removal.
Oh, big time.
We've only
Yeah.
had like 2 storms. Like, give them a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
Town of Banff's doing their best trying to get the roads cleared, but
I feel like in general it's been better than normal this year.
It's
I would
been
agree
a
because
little
we've
better.
had like less snow.
It's just
had-
been wetter and warmer, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's getting a bit weird, but
It was so slushy on the
Dude,
way here. It was pretty.
Dude,
Especially
walking to
down
my
here.
car,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
dude.
oh,
Like down this road
gross.
here is like nuts. There's no sidewalks. There's no lights at night. So you're just walking in the middle of an ice-filled fucking skating rink that's like moguls from all the cars
Oh,
going
yeah,
over.
it's gonna be a death
insane,
trap
dude.
tonight for sure. If you're
Oh.
walking out in the town of Banff
Oh, yeah.
tonight, when it starts to freeze,
Yeah.
be mindful. It's gonna
Watch
be
your
pretty wild
shit.
out there.
Everything's gonna be slick out there.
Another thing to be mindful of here, we're going to switch to our next slide. More scam alerts.
Let's go. Every fucking
shocker.
week. Shocker. Yeah, like an entire house for $1,000, buddy. You can't even get a room
I
in town.
wish.
If-
Oh my god.
Even if
Oh,
a
yeah.
room in that place would not be $1,000.
No, a room in that place would be like 12, 15.
I think the rates that we're seeing now is 15,
15,
$1,600
it's
bucks
crazy.
for
I
a
can't
room now.
imagine.
Oh,
When
that's
I
nuts.
first moved here, you pay $500 to share a room, $1,000 probably for your own room.
Yeah, when I
So,
moved in
like-
here, the total rent, when I signed the lease, the total rent was only $975,
Wild.
and I pay double at least now. So
So be
crazy.
mindful out there if you're cruising
yeah, watch
the
it.
local sites for housing.
Don't get
If it's-
scammed.
Yeah, if it's
Don't
too good to
get
be true, it
scammed.
probably is. Tons of comments
Yeah.
are always scammers. Hey, check this website out. Hey, check this link out.
And if
That's
it, like,
always a scam.
If it seems like it's too good to be true, just like this, take a screenshot of it, post it in Overheard, be like, hey, has anybody seen this? Do you think this is fake? And I guarantee if you posted this in Overheard, somebody would be like, fake instantly, because that price is not what you get here.
Yeah.
One of the
sad.
comments was saying actually that
really
this house,
sad.
like these pictures are being taken from like
a realtor's website.
Yeah, so these houses are actually for sale. Scammers are going on, I guess, getting into the pages in the area, taking pictures of homes that are actually in the area. And one big tell, I think maybe it's not on this post, it's on another one that I was checking out. Same thing. Me and my partner Nat, we're looking at it. We're like, yo, this place looks awesome. And it says to inquire, send a screenshot of the ad with your questions or whatever. And it's like
shouldn't you?
Oh, because they've got so many.
Yeah,
they
they
don't
got
know.
so many scams on the go.
They don't know which
need
one
to know which one you're referring to. Like that's a huge red flag if you're out there shopping around for a new place to live. Like if it ever says take a screenshot of the ad with your inquiry, it's a scam. Don't reply.
Or if they want you to send them any sort of deposit without actually seeing the unit,
yeah,
definitely the fuck do not. Like get out of there, dude. They will take your deposit and spend it on something, and that place doesn't even exist.
Beautiful home. I love
I know. It's like, you see why people like the hope is there, but I feel like almost every place that gets posted now is a scam. Like it's so rare to actually see something available.
True. It's very like you can tell. I feel like you can tell by how it's written. Like if it's a local person or not, just kind of how. Like,
and their profile. It's profile created yesterday. Legit.
Big tell. And housing crisis. I read today. Since we're on the Overheard Banff stuff.
That's why this shit's happening more, because people know there's nowhere to fucking live in town.
100%. Now they are easing kind of restrictions. So I read some article today that was saying that the town of Banff are passing regulations to make it easier for people to build houses, reducing the number of parking, like the amount of parking that's mandatory for the dwelling.
Right.
Relaxing zoning laws. So, I mean, we can't just talk shit about the town and the housing. So there is steps being put in place to get us some more affordable-ish places to live.
Yeah, affordable-ish is the
key.
The key.
But affordable-ish to who? Like, you go anywhere these days, nowhere is affordable.
It's the same. We're not the only people dealing with
I think everyone's just
issue.
the same thing.
Well, do you want to get on to this next one? Because this is a store I've been waiting for a long time.
So ready.
And we need it. Like, why the fuck did they take the dollar store out of here, dude? You can't buy anything in town anymore. It's nuts.
So this post reads, Dollarama, is it opening or not? Now, the first comment was, talking to mall staff yesterday, not till late April at the
Honestly,
earliest.
I'll take it. Pre-summer, let's go.
No doubt. Dollarama for the snacks. But my favorite...
$5
The real reason why I grabbed this post was the comment that reads, they've been edging us for months.
Cannot wait.
Whoever that was. Great work. That was awesome.
That's pretty hilarious.
It got 20 likes. It got more likes than the actual information about when the fucking place opens.
I feel like that's a common thing on Overheard. The joke comments are always getting on.
Yeah.
You couldn't have put
Keyboard
that better,
warriors.
dude. Like he couldn't have put it better.
Couldn't have put it better. I agree with you there.
Oh, this next one, I think
a little more serious on the next one here.
Big time.
So this post shows a picture of a vehicle that seemed to be crashed into, and in all caps it says, "If anyone just witnessed this hit and run in front of the parkade of Nestor's, please reach out. Young kid, silver car." I have recently had a report that it was a Subaru they believe they're looking for. Took off from the scene, RCMP are involved. If you're the kid, I'd suggest you reach out to me so we can get this sorted. You're not getting away with this. There are cameras all over. They're being checked now. Hit and runs are not taken lightly. Now, I happen to know the person who posted this, and I reached out to get a little bit more information, did a little bit of digging for us here.
Yeah, right.
So
Any
I guess,
good podcaster does.
We're trying to do a little bit of research. So I guess I'm not going to mention names or anything, but this person who's driving this vehicle, I assume that the car was parked and they got hit. Like that's how most hit and runs you would think happen. Person was in the vehicle driving. Someone kind of swiped and hit their front nose. And then when they were stopped to ask for insurance, then they took off.
Oh, that's a weird choice.
Yeah.
So they waited for them to get out of the car to ask for insurance, and then they're like, bye.
Yeah, I would assume
the last minute panic.
Yeah.
So, man, you're going down if you did this. Better to turn yourself in. I guess they're out there looking for it. If you haven't been caught, this happened, it happened a while ago. A few days ago. So hopefully this is all resolved. And if you're hitting someone, even if you have insurance or not, take it from me. I've had a little incident myself that I would not recommend. Go through the proper channels. So, yeah.
A little incident.
Okay, it was a big incident. I'll be honest with you. Probably the worst thing I ever did. But yeah, I had to own up to it big time.
Oh,
so
we've been there, done that.
Away she goes.
Oh, and then we got, speaking of great driving.
Great driving is the key to the next post here.
We found another one, guys. Somebody found another one. Just reads, I don't think you can park here, and then it's a Jeep or a Dodge or something parked literally directly in the middle of the bike trail, like the bike trail.
Yeah, no, this is right in front of the new hotel.
Yeah, this is right across from like A&W and right across the street from the Voyager Inn, whatever they're going to call it now. But Buddy is literally pulled onto and parked on directly on the sidewalk.
It's amazing. I love that.
I read a comment on this post that was like, apparently Buddy had his window down and was yelling at pedestrians to get out of the way.
What?
Yeah.
Buddy, I would have broken the mirror
Surely
off
he's
that
like
car.
working there or
I
something.
would have
That's
walked up
crazy.
and broke that window right out and then like get off the sidewalk, bro. Bye.
I think it's pretty hilarious, man. That is a bold parking space.
That's bold strategy, Cotton.
If it
pays off for
fits.
him.
If it fits.
Oh my
I think,
God.
pretty wild.
But
Keep
like,
the
what-
parking post coming for sure.
Well, look at this, because it's where the lane ends, and he's going to run out of parking spaces. So you might as well just park on the fucking bike trail. Fuck it, there's no one biking. It's not like anybody has to walk to that bus stop.
It's
There.
logical, really.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, I don't think it's any of the workers because I tried to zoom in and I'm pretty sure it was like a license plate from like Montana.
That's
or
so much
something
better.
Like that.
Oh,
'Cause
so
I did some digging on this post too.
So a tourist was lost and just yelling at pedestrians, driving down the bike path, had no idea, thought it was like a toll route or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure because like that hotel's open. We get it at our work all the time. People call and they go, "Well, where are we supposed to park?" Like people assume that every business has their own parking space that's just free in the town of Banff.
That
which
would
is
be
not the
nice.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably just didn't want to pay for parking, man. Bold move. Good for him
Jesus Christ.
or her, whatever.
It's just like, it's just mind boggling. Like, how many of these have we seen now? And like, I get it. The other two.
It's just going to ramp up. We're heading into summer. That's like
Oh, yeah.
peak parking content
Like,
season.
Let's go.
the sidewalks were covered on a couple of those last ones a little bit, so I get it, but you can still tell it's a sidewalk. This one, no excuse.
No,
it's clearly
this-
a
yeah.
fucking sidewalk. Like, you're clearly not on the road. You're sitting beside the sign that is on the edge of the road.
This guy woke up and chose violence.
Oh, he was like, fuck this town. I come up here from Montana, get the hell off the sidewalk.
I'm pretty sure it was Montana. I think it was one of those
That's great.
close to Canada states that kind of sound like us. Anyways, they obviously don't drive like us.
Well, we do have a little bit of an Abby report here from this week, the update, because we know those conditions fucking suck right now.
So this one is from Banff National Park. Big shout out to Parks Canada. Avalanche update for this weekend. This is for last weekend. So as the weather improves and temperatures rise, it may be tempting to venture into the backcountry. However, there have been many close calls lately, and dangerous avalanche conditions will persist for the weekend and beyond. The special public avalanche warning has extended until March 10th, and I think beyond it has been extended again.
I believe so, yeah.
I've been out doing some touring myself this past week. One of the spots that we went to, we dug a pit, and it's not looking good out there.
No?
No, especially not since the last 80 centimeters. It's sitting on
really hard pack, yeah.
No, quite the opposite. Underneath the
Sitting on a
base layer,
crust.
yeah,
it's all in
like
crust,
deep
yeah.
ore is what it's
Oh,
called. So
shit.
this is something I learned a while ago. Reading like some avalanche books and stuff. People like the ground never actually freezes.
No.
So the ground is always kind of emitting some heat. So it happens specifically in the Rockies in our kind of geographical area. Is you get these big ice crystals that form on the bottom layer, and that's what your top heavier snow slides on.
Oh, yeah, just
So-
like rolling on marbles, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's a
crazy.
good way to describe it. So that's kind of what's going on right now. There's a deep, persistent layer that's super reactive.
Nice.
We pulled off
Well, not
out of
nice,
our
but-
column like a good 80 centimeters.
Shit.
We
Yeah.
still rode the pitch. Everything went off great. So
I think there was a pretty big incident in K Country
yes, definitely.
yesterday as well.
Oh, really?
I didn't read anything about that incident
Yeah.
yesterday, but
Or, I don't know, a couple days ago.
For
I think
sure.
we're talking about the same thing.
I think as temperatures rose, the danger is still there. So
Well, and everybody wants to get out too because it's nice. It was super nice this week, right? We got fresh snow, so like, why would you be out there?
Well, it
But
looks good, but
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
Just 'cause
With
you can
high
see it.
danger comes
Yeah.
high fun, unfortunately.
well, the
when
snow's just
conditions
been
are
like
good. Yeah.
it's been so wet too. Like it's just been like
So weird season
yeah,
overall.
it's been
Very
like
strange.
slushy already. been like the season of slush and like frozen everything. It starts out with slush and then it goes to solid ice and then it goes a little slushy the next day and then it goes to like chunkier slush.
Yeah,
and
the freeze thaw has been like in the subalpine has been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like the coverage has been pretty low. I wanted to go cross country skiing today before the pod. We're gonna go to Spray River Trail, which is like right near the Fairmont, do a little couple lap roonies.
Nothing out there?
No, like the coverage is maybe like 10 to 15 centimeters under the trees and stuff, right? Because it's been melting and so yeah, avalanche, very dangerous out there right now. If you're out recreating in the backcountry, make sure you got all your Abbey stuff. Make sure you're being safe. You're going with friends that you know and trust.
No doubt.
So
yeah, bring your shit, man. Like they're not gonna come save you out of bounds out there. They're
definitely not.
You're gonna be out there a while, so
you're only as strong as your weakest link. So be safe out there and have fun.
That's right. Well, on to something that I found here. I was looking around and this is on my walk home and here we go.
Speaking of fun.
Oh, I love it. So cute.
A little more fun here. This is a caution sign from Elkin Avenue. It says caution hidden driveway. Stop and look before you proceed. But in the 2 O's of look, we got some googly eyes, potentially from one of our former guests.
I would assume. I mean,
I don't know. They don't
know.
look bold enough to be his work.
No.
I don't know. We'll have to do some more digging.
He said that there were others in town doing the same thing. He said that there were some other people that were doing it, so it's catching on. But
it's true. The one at the Rose and Crown, he said, was not his handiwork. Right. So maybe the inspiration for this. But
yeah, he usually uses the large ones.
He's a big.
Out.
Yeah, he likes
big
the
eye
large
kind of
googly
guy.
eye.
For
yeah,
sure.
he's more of a large googly eye kind of guy.
I would agree with you there. Large personality, but large.
If
googly
anybody,
eyes, for sure.
if anybody sees these around, like if you're chilling somewhere and you just see random googly eyes, please take a picture and send it to the podcast. We'll put it on the podcast and then let us know where you found it.
Or post it on Overheard.
It's like a little scavenger hunt.
Yeah, do a little scavenger hunt.
You know what? That could be kind of fun idea.
That could be cool.
Be a fun vibe.
But they're going to be like such random spots. Like, if someone's doing it, they're buddies with Marcel, so they're going to be sneaky about it, and they're just like, it's not going to be easy to find.
Anyways, great work, whoever was putting that up. That's some awesome stuff.
Oh, God. Well, that's it for all the Facebook post this week. There was quite a few decent ones in there, man. There were some gold comments this week.
I mean, everything keeps coming from Overheard and Banff. Big shout out to everyone that's on the page, providing us with some content. I think that's good for this week. Next week, we're kind of continuing a little bit on the DJ front. We got Kyle, owner of Barbershop Clothing, coming on in. Have a chat with us. He's also a DJ in the town. You mentioned earlier you are not a hip hop DJ.
Yeah, Kyle is a hip hop
DJ. So we're going to get a little bit of different perspective. Very much looking forward to having him come in, talk about his brand, talk about his DJing, talk about his experience in Banff. We want to thank our guest.
That was fun. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming out and
good hanging.
Letting us know what's up in the real life DJ scene.
Yeah, shedding some light on the in real life DJ scene. So thanks for that. Doing big things. Everyone out there, check out our social media, check out our Facebook. There's tons of great mixes on there. If you're, I know, it sounds like good stuff to move your body to. So if you're out there,
yeah, for sure.
She's booked up like all month, man. Like, go hit a set. Like,
absolutely, go
come find me for sure.
Come find me, she says. She'll be playing somewhere. You just got to walk to a few different bars in town, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
you don't have far to go. I think that's the big thing, and you're gonna get a different set every time you go. So
it's a DJ scavenger hunt.
Yeah, find hops.
Find bunny hops. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, again, thanks to everyone that's listening. And like every week.
See you next Tuesday.
Is that the only reason?